Hi boys and girls, welcome to Everyday Math Lesson 3.5, Data Day Pockets. The materials that you'll need today, notebook paper, pencil, and your math journal. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is go over our math boxes from the previous lesson. So if you can open up your math journal to page 64, if you're noticing that you have any mistakes, please fix those with your pencil and eraser. So for the first question, it's asking you to draw the hands to show 7:30. So I'm going to show that with my hour hand in between the 7 and the 8, and then my minute hand, my longer hand, right on the 6. For question number 2, write odd or even next to each number. So a 5 would be an odd number, 17 is an odd number, 98 is an even number, and 79 is an odd number. When I'm deciding if it's an odd or an even number, I want to think about that ones place and think if I was able to cut that number in half. So I know that I could divide 8 evenly in half, but my other numbers, I could not cut them in half evenly to get whole numbers. For question number 3, put these numbers in order from smallest to largest and circle the middle number. So I have the numbers 5, 12, 71, 77, and 85, and my middle number was 71. For question number 4, how many more points did room 106 score than room 104? And I can see that there are 5 more points. For question number 5, what is the temperature? Looking at my thermometer, I can see that it is 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is a warm temperature. For question number 6, a slice of pizza costs $2.12. A candy bar costs 52 cents. If Jaleesa has $3, does she have enough money to buy the candy bar and pizza? So if I'm doing a little bit of rounding, I know that $2.12 is pretty close to $2.10. Then if I think 52 cents is pretty close to 50 cents, so $2.10 plus 50 more cents would be about $2.60, a little bit more than that. So if she has $3, then I know, yes, she does have enough money. Please double check to make sure that you have this page correct and fix any mistakes with your pencil and eraser. Then if you can use either notebook paper or your whiteboard and marker to write down your answers from the next slide. If the speed is too fast, please pause as often as needed. So boys and girls, you do not have this graph, but I want you to use your notebook paper just to write down answers from this graph. So can you number yours just 1, 2, 3, 4, and you do not need to write out the question, just writing down the answers. So take a look at the graph. I have number of students, and then at the bottom I have cookie. And the types of cookies that I have peanut butter, chocolate chip, ginger snap, and animal cracker. Can you write down next to number 1, how many students like animal crackers? So looking at your graph, you can see that it would be 6 students that like animal crackers because that animal cracker bar goes all the way to 6. Then I'm going to read these next questions to you and I'm going to ask you to pause to solve and then press play to check your answers. So for question 2, it says, which cookie had the most students? Question 3 is, which cookie has the fewest students? And then question 4 says, which cookie had 8 students that liked it? So press pause and then play when you're ready to check. All right, second graders. So for number 2, the cookie that had the most would be peanut butter because look at how high peanut butter was, all the way up to 10. The one that had the fewest would be the one that didn't go up very high, which would be ginger snap. Notice how that one was only at 4. And then which cookie had 8 students that liked it? So I'm going to find my 8 and go over and I can see this bar that is for chocolate chip cookie had 8 students. We're going to work more with graphs in our math journal today. So now if you could open up to page 71 And you're going to notice that we're looking at a lesson 3.6. So we're going a little bit ahead, but then we'll go back for our math boxes at the end. So again, if you could turn to page 71. So looking at our graph, brothers and sisters, on this side it says number of children, and on the bottom it says numbers of brothers and sisters. Can you use this graph to answer the questions? And I'm going to have you press pause to solve and answer the questions, and then press play when you're ready to check your answers. Press pause now. All right, second graders, I'm going to start going over the answers. If I'm going too fast or if I'm revealing an answer that you haven't solved yet, just keep pressing pause as often as you need. So question number 1, it said, how many children have 5 brothers and sisters? You should have had 2, because I can see where I have 5 and I can see that that goes up to the number 2. How many children have 3 brothers and sisters? You should have 4. What is the greatest number of brothers and sisters shown by the graph? You would have 8. Because 8 was the most brothers or sisters that anyone had. What's the least number that anyone had? You would have 0. And someone could have had 0 brothers or sisters, or the most brothers or sisters that they could have had would have been 8. What does the tallest bar in the graph show? That bar shows that 6 children have 2 brothers and sisters. Suppose a new child comes to class. Predict how many brothers and sisters the child would have. You might have a different answer than me for this one, and that's okay. But using the graph, I said that I think they'll have 2. And the reason why I think 2 is because looking at the bar graph, 2 is the one that happens the most often. So I think there's the best chance that someone new coming in would have 2. All right, second graders, we'll work more with graphs in future lessons. But the last thing we'll do today is talk about Math Journal page 68. So I'm going to first talk about the directions, then I'll ask that you complete this page on your own. When you're all done, I'll have you take a picture and add that picture to CSAF from your classroom for your classroom teacher. And we'll go over this page in our next video. So for question number 1, it says write 6 names in the 20 box. So think of 6 different ways that you can make 20. For question number 2, how much money do you see? For question number 3, fill in the missing numbers following this rule. For question 4, you're solving, and then don't forget about a unit. For question 5, I bought ice cream and a sandwich. Each cost 35 cents. How much did I spend? So you're going to put your amounts in the part, and you're trying to figure out your total. So fill in your diagram, and then give me a number model. And then our last question, number 6, what is the temperature? Fill in the circle next to the best answer. All right, I will see you next time.